in the mirror, see yourself clearer. That's what the journey's about. And I know we're gonna figure it out. Do you feel like we're moving faster every day? I do. Feels like we're walking or running on the tail of a hurricane. Well, don't look back. It's not all about where or when. It's about here and now. It's all about the journey, my friends, isn't it? Look in the mirror, see yourself clearer. That's what the journey's about. I know, we're gonna figure it out. It's about chapters pending, unknown happy endings, love and glory and everything in between. All on the same journey, if you know what I mean. What the journey's about. Yay!
Please join me in prayer. We come together on this beautiful August afternoon in the knowledge that there's only one life, that life is God, that life is perfect, that life belongs to everyone within the sound of my voice and everyone on planet Earth. God is perfect, whole, and complete in form and substance. All that God is, each and every soul in the sound, within the sound of my voice, is also by divine design. And I am grateful for all of the people who've come together to make this service possible, starting with our beautiful musician, Karen Karsh, extending to our sound AV guy, Travis, to our lovely ushers, practitioners, to our hospitality team that is here to open their arms and offer love and greetings to us after service. Our practitioners who are to work to maintain the spiritual consciousness of the community. And we're grateful for our wonderful guest speaker, Reverend James Stallcup, through whom Spirit's going to speak as he talks to us about those things that we sometimes avoid, those taboo subjects that challenge our comfort zones. We know that there's comfort in the Spirit of God that moves in, around, through us, as us every day. And his message will be the message that is perfect for everyone in this room and for everyone within the sound of my voice to help them move through this human experience that we're having as spirits. I give thanks for everyone that's celebrating with us, and for the unique and divine light beings that each and everyone here is, as a unique expression of the divine, expressing as only each and every one of them can. And I release these words into that law that knows how to mold, make, shape, and create all the good there is. I let this go, and I let it be. Together we affirm, and so it is. And thank God it's air conditioned in here. Otherwise, I might be presenting words of perspiration instead of words of inspiration. We're going to go with the inspiration today. And our first words of inspiration come from Bill Wilson. We ask God to mold our ideals and help us live up to them. We remember that our sex powers are God-given and therefore good, neither to be used lightly or selfishly, nor despised or loathed. Our second set comes from Louise Hay.
Yay.
Sex is not only okay, it is glorious and wonderful. It's as normal for us to have sex as it is for us to eat and breathe. From our founder, the Honorable Dr. Ernest Holmes, human love and the affections often go hand in hand with sex desire, even when not recognized as such. An affectionate nature is generally a passionate one. Love is the most wonderful thing in the world and creates the highest form of energy known to the mind of man. It will be expressed at the level of the passions or else becomes transmuted into spiritual coin of lasting value. And so now, I've got the rap sheet for this young man.
I'll tell you about him.
You know, it's just, I don't know if it's some of the leftover residual thing where they feel like they just have to tell on themselves. You know, they call it confession in some circles. And so they send us all this information. So this is Reverend James Stallcup. It's his first visit with us here.
Yay.
And he studied psychology and elementary education at the undergrad level and has been deeply interested in spirituality for 30 years. Yeah, he probably did something similar to me, show up at somebody's house and say, come on over, we're going to have a little chat about, it's only a few weeks, and that's how they suck you in. And then the next thing you know, you're just kind of hanging out, and they start finding more and more and more stuff for you to do. I don't know anything about that kind of thing. He had a calling to be a minister while attending Beyond Limits, taught by Reverend Cynthia James. And this was a powerful metaphysical event that was extraordinarily vibrant and deeply impactful. Loosely translated, he drank the Kool-Aid. James has been James has been a coach for over 25 years, embracing teachings from landmark education and many spiritual teachers. He specializes in transformational coaching. Wonder if that has something to do with the talk title. But he specializes in transformational coaching, providing nonlinear contexts and content that invite people to notice, honor, and invite forward their authentic spiritual gifts and power. So I think if I feel myself sandbagging, I'll give this guy a call. Healing toxic patriarchy and toxic masculinity is an ongoing passion. Honoring all people is a fundamental way of being, and people are called to invite forward their authentic power, grace, and presence. Got a whole crew of people who do that stuff here, but right behind you, they're all around you. It's magnificent. James is passionate, outgoing, gregarious, and a lover of life. I don't know, it's been hard getting 2 or 3 words out of him. He appears to be kind of shy, but we're going to break him out of that because we're going to bring him up here and put a stop to my hot dog and hear something that's really good.
Let's talk about transformational sex, baby. Sex has always been a behind closed doors sort of topic, not one that is discussed in our spiritual communities. If there's no spot where God is not, that must mean it is behind those doors too. Let's bring the conversation out into the open so that we can broaden our awareness and understanding. When we stop hiding sexuality away, we can start releasing shame and guilt and ignorance. This is a natural and pleasurable experience. It's Reverend Chris Alexander. So here's a caveat. Transformational sex can and often does arise solo. We don't have to have a partner for transformational sex to be a beautiful addition to our life. Wanted to give you all that one. Telling the truth about sex. Self-disclosure and vulnerability is one of the powerful keys that unlocks the gift of deeply beautiful sex. Sharing your deepest feelings, desires, sexual history, fantasies, and our unique interests is something that takes practice. And this sets the stage for a trusting foundation. Telling the truth in the moment about sex can be challenging, and it might be one of the most beautiful gifts we can give ourselves and to others. This truth-telling includes our inner knowing, or the still small voice, that sacred process of being open at the top and welcoming forward innate, universal wisdom. Transformational sex is about having an open heart. The exquisite essence of our heart is the infinite energy of love. The thymus gland is intrinsically connected with that heart. And when these two systems, the heart and the thymus, are flowing together, it supports the immune system in a powerful way. Transformational sex can create and add to our balance, our health, and our well-being. Having love for ourselves first is vital. As we practice healing, self-make wrong or self-judgment, and consciously fall in love with ourselves, it sets the stage for powerful relationships. Our beautiful internal love, sourced from our heart, is infinite. The more we love ourselves and others, the more love flows through us. The Heart Math Institute does this amazing work where they actually take a look at the heart muscle itself and the spirituality and energy behind it. And they're finding time and time again that we all have infinite energy in, around, and as our heart. Some flavor of meditation practice, contemplation, affirmative prayer, or centering, or maybe nature walks, or however you do it, however you ground into that exquisite, infinite energy inside of you is the kicker here. It gives us access and can be deliciously supportive when creating transformational sex. I dated a lady for about 6 months who was a practicing Buddhist, and she taught me this amazing meditation called abiding calmness. Abiding calmness is eyes open, and you also smile at the same time. Smiling is an integral part of this meditation. I've had a closed eye meditation practice for a long time, and when I started practicing abiding calmness, it was challenging at first. It was kind of ratchety to keep my eyes open and smile as I was meditating. I added abiding calmness to my daily spiritual practice, and it's become easier and more authentic. There is some sort of beautiful magic that happens as we practice with eyes open. One of the things that happened for me was that I could call upon this subtle yet very powerful presence and peace in my day-to-day life. The presence that arose was kind of like always in the background, informing and gifting me during the day. I'd like to share a simple yet extraordinarily beautiful and powerful process to access self-love and love for others. This is from the book called Anna, Grandmother of Jesus. So if you're comfortable, I invite you to go ahead and close your eyes, settle into the seat where you're sitting. And if you want to do some noodling on the piano, that would be magnificent. I invite you to breathe into and feel into that exquisite beauty at the core of who you are. Keep breathing. Begin with 5 minutes a day, choosing to step into the Christ consciousness being you already are. Feel the energy shifting as you align with your sacred, infinite, I am energy and expression. Then come from that empowered, kind, forgiving, and gracious place of unconditional love. When you can sustain 5 minutes of being fully present, with love flowing unhindered through you, benefiting life within and around you, add another 5 minutes until you can do 3 increments of 5 minutes each day. Then stretch the 5 to 10 and so on until you are effortlessly living the truth of your being in every now moment, day and night. Continue breathing. Continue feeling your infinite I am presence. Feel at the core of who you are that exquisite, unconditional love. I'm going to be quiet for a moment or two. Slowly bring your attention back. Wiggle your toes. Feel the seat underneath you. Take a breath and bring your attention back to the room when you're comfortable. Shifting gears a little bit. How do we know what we know? Shifting into the mindset of intuition, direct experience, or metaphysics allows for the scientific model of rigid, have-to-be-proven ways of being to soften and gently move off to the side. This is the shift from doing to being. Maybe it's about letting go of old school programming, of force and domination. Maybe it's noticing the environment that you grew up in had patriarchy or toxic masculinity informing you. Notice those. Honor those. It's not about fixing anything. It's about being with all of who you are. Much of the Western culture has related to sex as purely a biological function, usually to have kids. When this narrow worldview is noticed, we can shift gears into relating to sex as fun and play and a graceful method of deepening relationships. As we continue to say yes to our authentic spiritual self-expression, our quality of life skyrockets, and the door to transformational sex is right there, patiently waiting for us to walk through. Maybe it's about embracing a spectrum or a whole rainbow of our authentic sexual expression. Judy Sion and Tom Kenyon were in the south of France. And Judy kept on getting these beautiful intuitions and hits about Mary Magdalene. Tom has been a masterful channel and a sound healer for decades. And she asked him, will you take a moment and see if you can feel any Mary Magdalene energy? What happened next was astounding. It astounded both Tom and Judy. This sweet energy started moving through him. And Judy started taking notes. The Magdalene manuscript came into being. The manuscript invites us to take plenty of time and create sacred space, connect hearts, and patiently pleasure ourselves or another person without a rush to an orgasm. This sets the stage for breathing into, visualizing, and strengthening the electromagnetic field that is around and through all of who we are. And this is a quote out of the Magdalene manuscript. This is Mary Magdalene through Tom Kenyon. This is an alchemy. The art and science of changing one form into another. Inner alchemy, like the Egyptian system, transforms the energy of consciousness and the life force of embodiment into expanded awareness, imparting enhanced abilities to the practitioner. This beautiful alchemical dance can magnify, clarify, and intensify transformational sex. Linda Savage leaves us with this. Couples who choose to enhance their partnership through the practice of spiritual sex can pursue this expanded spirituality lifelong. Every loving relationship is an invitation to transform. It is our task and our joy to accept the mystery and surrender to the experience. I invite you to take that sacred breath, that exquisite connection to infinite energy inside of all of who you are. Many religions across the planet talk about how breathing and praying is all the same thing. Talk about how goddess and breathing and love, it's all this beautiful amalgamation, this beautiful dance that is deep inside of you and every single human being on this planet. As we move into this space of gorgeous beauty, I give great thanks that we have this space to say yes to transformational sex. I'm so grateful that we have this thing called CSL, New Dawn, where we can come together and pray and laugh and hug. This space, this amazing Center for Spiritual Living, creates a context for growth and development and life and play and dancing and fun and transformational sex. As we move into this infinite space of beauty that springs forth from inside of us, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the decades of work that each person here has done. That growth and development work that we all practice, the praying, the meditating, that is a beautiful contribution to you first, the community, and the planet. I'm grateful for CSL, New Dawn. Grateful for each being here. And I'm grateful that there's an invitation on the table to embrace transformational sex. And I invite us to say together, and so it is.
Sometimes I forget where I come from. Sometimes I forget where I'm going to. Sometimes I get confused and I lose my way. And I don't know what to say. Sometimes I forget to pray, forget to be still and know. Sometimes I forget that word help. I forget to ask for help. Sometimes I forget to forgive myself. Sometimes I have to remember to engage spirit. That's how spirit can be